It is so cold out here tonight that those city officials are saying just stay indoors for now. And tomorrow, when you get out on the roadways, look out for patches of ice.
But you've got to be cautious. There are going to be ice patches, and probably until about midday tomorrow.
City leaders want to make one thing clear. This isn't over yet.
We're going to get another freeze tonight, and those roads are going to refreeze. So ensure that we're doing the right thing. If you don't need to be on the roads, stay off the roads. They are going to be dangerous.
As of last update from city officials, Houston has seen more than 250 car wrecks since yesterday, 45 fires, and a small number of people who've died, possibly as a result of the freeze. But nobody has to be left in the cold tonight. The mayor toured this warming center in Acres Homes this afternoon. It's one of dozens spread throughout Harris County tonight, giving shelter to those who couldn't find a warm place to sleep.
Get somewhere safe and warm for the night until I'm able to figure out at least how to get home.
Kiara Jones came to Houston from Tallahassee at the start of the new year, chasing after a dream.
This is like one of the biggest populations of the social media influencers. That's kind of my goal, to become a big influencer.
She'd been staying at a motel this month with her
3 little munchkins. I love them. They're so sweet.
But by Monday, she says she'd run out of money.
It just became too much for me after a while.
With temperatures dropping and no place to go, she says she called 911. Police brought her and her kids here. Now, the fire chief says that he expects to hear lots of flooding calls tomorrow. He's saying that once the water in those burst pipes starts to thaw, it's going to wreak havoc on some of those homeowners. Back to you.
Great to see a safety net for the vulnerable. Matt Doherty, thank you for the update tonight.
Good evening. Today is Saturday, January 20th. The year is 2024. I will be leaving for the Turkey, Istanbul, Turkey this week to get dental work. I'm getting teeth finally. Well, the first phase will start. I'm probably going to have to make 2, possibly 3 trips to Turkey. Y'all probably saying, why Turkey? Why so far? It's a long story, but I've looked all over the United States. And I'm also doing some hair implants when I can get over there, too. So I'm getting some dreadlocks. You're going to implant some dreadlocks on my head. And I'm getting some hair implants. And the only place I really could do this for African-American hair that was Turkey. Everywhere I went, everybody said go to Turkey. And I did a lot of research, and I have male pattern baldness, so there's some hair here. I grew the hair in a few weeks ago so I can take pictures and see. But I grew in some hair, and then they said, yeah, they can do it. So I'm getting some teeth and hair. So we'll see how that goes while I am in Turkey. Hopefully everything should go okay. So, dreams. Everybody's got dreams. I never forget back in the 80s, I used to watch a TV show. We all used to watch 60 Minutes. But I never forget watching this. I always wanted to live in New York City. And I had all these dreams. I'm going to move to New York. When I graduated high school, I'm moving to New York. I'm moving to New York. I'm moving to New York. New York was the hot spot then. Everybody wanted to go to New York City. And I was one of them people dreaming of New York City. I'm going to New York. When I get out of here, I'm going to New York. And I remember watching the 60-minute news special about all these people who went to New York, dreams and singers, dancers, actors, whatever. And they ended up in a homeless shelter in New York City. And New York had a program where they said, okay, welcome to New York. Now here's your bus ticket, Greyhound bus ticket back to wherever the fuck you came from. Get the fuck out of here. Because they couldn't house all these people who were dreaming and, had dreams and aspirations to be a singer, actor, dancer, playwright, who knows. But my thing to go to New York was to be a lawyer. I'm going to be a lawyer. So I'm going to New York City. Y'all, everybody, I never guessed I'd end up in Atlanta in handcuffs, serve time in prison in my early 20s. That was not on my agenda. My agenda was to be an attorney living in New York City in a high rise. Well, everybody chases behind their dreams. And sometimes chasing behind these dreams can be kind of disastrous if you don't have a game plan. So this young lady, Kiara, she ran her ass from Tallahassee, Florida, to Texas. She took the Tallahassee. You can take the I-10 from Tallahassee. She jumped in a Greyhound bus that took her from Tallahassee, the I-10, cut up through Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, whatever, Louisiana, all them states, and dumped their ass in Houston. And she checked into a hotel room. Just to end up in a homeless shelter a few weeks later. She wanted to be an influencer. She could have did this in Tallahassee, Florida. Myself personally, I love Tallahassee, Florida. Earl's from Tallahassee. I've been there numerous times. She could have did that influencer mess right there on her laptop in Tallahassee, Florida. She didn't have to go to Houston to do that. I make my videos right here in Atlanta. I could do this anywhere. I could do this in the middle of Decatur, Michigan, and be just fine. She packed up her kids. They got on this Greyhound bus, however the hell she got there, to Houston, Texas. Dreaming. 3 kids in tow. No place really to stay. She went to a hotel room. She didn't have an income or a job waiting for her there. Y'all, every day I meet people in similar situations right here in Atlanta, dreaming. In the gym. Every day. I'm in the gym working out. I see somebody, yo, man, what's up going on? And they ease over there. Yo, man, what's up? I'm here checking you out. And I see you working out. You mind if I join in and work with you? I said, sure, jump on in, jump. Of course, our conversation, they just moved here from wherever, pursuing whatever, acting, singing, dancing career. I ain't never had nobody say, I'm pursuing being an attorney in Atlanta. I ain't never heard nobody say that. Well, I have had some people who were here in school, so I take that back. I've met a few homeless people here in Atlanta who were in school, homeless. But they were in various schools. Why they were homeless, I don't know. I thought they offered student housing. But they didn't have a place to stay. Or were in between housing. Or laying on somebody's couch or whatever. I take that back. I met a lot of folks here in Atlanta who were in school. Various schools. But they could come to Atlanta, dreams, aspiration, hopes. Isn't it cheaper to go to school in your home state? That's what I always believed, I was told. Isn't it cheaper to go stay in the state that you're born and raised in, go to school there is cheaper, versus going to another state somewhere else where it's more expensive and you ain't got no place to live. I bet you $1 million this young lady who left Tallahassee had family, friends, and resources in Tallahassee. Family, friends, resources, place to stay. She left all that in Tallahassee to go dreaming in Houston, Texas. I've seen my own sister do this. My older sister Mia was like this. She would get this idea in her head. She'd run all over America. Leaving family, resources, a home. My sister would end up in a homeless shelter. Of course, we never knew we would find out about the homeless shelter weeks or months later. When we'd hear from the kids, we in a homeless shelter. Why are y'all in the homeless shelter? Why? There was no need for anybody in my family to be in a homeless shelter, not my immediate family. No. There was no ever need for my sister and my nieces and nephews to be in a homeless shelter. We had plenty of houses. We all had houses. But my sister, who's no longer with us, would create these predicaments and end up in a homeless shelter. Why? I don't know. She was just mentally ill. My sister suffered from some form of mental illness that was never diagnosed because we had Jesus. Oh, sweet Jesus. Jesus, 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 sweet Jesus. That's my mother. She believed we had sweet Jesus. I know that Jesus can only come over here and clean these gutters, hang some towel on these walls if they have that skill, cut the grass. I've had a bunch of Jesus over here at this house. A whole lot of them drain my damn bank account too. Jesus don't work for free. Don't you believe that shit? So my sister never had the type of mental health treatment that she desperately needed. My mother never pursued this. Remember, I was younger. My sister started having kids. My sisters were having children before I left high school. You know, I didn't have a proper footing in life myself. I wasn't a 40, 30, 40, 50-year-old man watching my sisters and them go through all this craziness with them kids and their husbands. And I didn't, have a better understanding now. I could, if one of my sisters was in having kids now, I could jump in and say, okay, we not having this. You're not doing this with these kids no more. We can't have this happen. I'm getting the state involved. 911. This bitch got these kids over here in this homeless shelter. They ain't in school. She got a place to stay. Get DFACS on the phone. Where they at? Yeah. I know what to do to avoid these types of situations. Luckily, my nieces and nephews are not going through any of these types of issues. And they ain't having the type of problems my sister had, my oldest sister, in particularly. But they ain't having an easy life either. But that's their own choices that they make. I can take you to the water, but I can't make you drink. I point them at stuff they can do all day. You can do this, you can do this, you can do that, and they don't want to hear shit I got to say. I bet you $1 million that Kara, who ran her ass from Tallahassee, Florida, had resources, family, friends, associates, a place to stay, and somebody pushing her towards the water to drink because she got them 3 kids. And they don't want these kids to drown out there with her dumb ass ripping around in these streets. Yeah, I remember the story about a year ago where this woman took her kids and was living in the streets, left a perfectly fine house and froze to death in the streets. And one of the 2 of the kids survived. We don't want to tackle, I don't know why, but the black communities have a very difficult time understanding the severe cases of mentally ill people within our community that need help of some sort. We don't want to acknowledge that for some reason. Welcome to Niggerville, y'all, where there is no mental health treatment available because we won't go get it. First, we have to acknowledge there's a problem. This bitch was insane. She didn't grab some of these kids. Ran their ass to Tallahassee, from Tallahassee, called the I-10, to Houston. No place to live, no job, no income. No place to stay, no income, no job, no nothing. No family, no friends, no associates, no place to live. She went and stayed in a hotel. Didn't even have enough money to pay for a hotel for at least a year. Y'all, when I was planning on moving to Florida, Miami, Florida, I was still dreaming about it. I said, I got to have enough money to pay this mortgage, rent, whatever, for the next 2 years. That's 24 months of payments until I land on my feet down there. I got 24 months, but at least that's going to be paid for. And at the same time, though, I got that in my savings. I'm still going to be hustling to pay it daily. But in case shit get funky, I got my little nest egg over here. I pinch a little bit off of it and pay the rent. Okay, I pay that much rent. But I can't do that no more. I got to get back out there and hustle. Y'all, I love money. Love it. Love it. Y'all niggas might not like money, but this nigga right here love dollar bills, y'all, cash. Y'all don't, but I do. I'm gonna keep me some money. Y'all can be broke and homeless in the homeless shelter. This nigga, you see, I'm sitting over here. It's 30 below. It's 30 degrees outside. No, actually, it's 22 degrees outside with the wind. You go out there, the wind, boom, boom. But I'm sitting over with my shirt out, heat on, in my house. I ain't never been homeless, ever. Now, there were parts of my life I had to bounce around laying somebody's couch. When I was on that couch, I paid the whole fucking rent over there. Don't go ask them. When I laid up, we were going into details, all that stuff. When I was on my own, on my own, I had to go sleep on somebody else's couch on my own, but I paid the gas, the bill, and all the rent. Yeah. I'm not going to just go stay in somebody's house and lay up on their couch and do nothing. I said, okay, I'll take care of this. You save your money. Okay, good. They needed a break. They was barely holding on anyway. Little did I know they were past due on everything. Light turned out. Quick, why the lights out? Oh, Lord. I didn't jump in the pot right into the fire. But I ain't never been homeless. Ever. And y'all, they giving these houses away on a side note. She would have been better off going to her ass to Tallahassee and buying a house in Houston. Buying a house. They would have told her, went ahead, sign here. It took a year or two to get out that house in foreclosure. Then they gave her some time to get on her feet while she trying to hustle to pay that mortgage. They just sold her house. She could have got an FHA loan. Assume her credit was good enough. They would have helped her clear up the credit. Nah. Maybe she could have got a house. They're trying to get these houses away. And so many people tell me they want to buy a house. I said, go buy one. Buying a house is not hard. You can buy as many as you want. You could buy a house. When I see people talking about, I'll go rent something. Why? I have a friend, he's paying how much? I have a friend right now here in Atlanta. He's paying $3,500 in rent or something outrageous. Buy a house. A whole lot cheaper. I'm like, what the fuck is he thinking? That's just my thoughts, but anyway, back to this crazy bitch, Kiara Jones, who ran her ass down to Houston, Texas, in the middle of all this heat. She wasn't even there a month. I'm sure they work. I'm sure Houston's a hot spot for black people right now, kind of like Atlanta. And Houston may have to institute a program like they did in New York back in the 80s, where they gave them niggas Greyhound bus tickets back to wherever you came from. They still got that program in New York City. Here's a bus ticket, get the fuck up out of here, because this ain't working. You ain't gonna lay up. Now they got all the migrants there, they ain't got nowhere to send them to. They pray they make it on their own here. It's America, y'all. You can't no sense staying around New York. You better get I'm sure a lot of the migrants that fled New York went someplace else, found somewhere else to go. They can't stay there unless they found a job or something. I'm sure by that they there for a short period of time, but they ran up out of here, get out of here. New York is a tough place to live without no money. And I can imagine Houston, Texas is the same way. I can imagine Atlanta, Georgia is a tough place to live without no money. There's a lot of folks here homeless here. A lot of them. On a night like tonight, it's freezing cold. I would hate to see. I went out there just a few minutes ago to take something to the trash can. The trash can was full, so let me take this trash. I don't like trash in my house. That's one of my pet peeves. Take that trash outside. I don't want no trash in this house at nighttime. Okay, I'm going to take it out. So my black ass, I had to take the trash. I ran that trash out there. That wind was beat down. It only ain't that far. Good 20 feet, 30 feet at the most. To the trash can, I had to run over there. Wind was blowing out there, knocking me down. So I'm screaming out. The dogs just ran and left my ass. Yeah, that trash could have saved this damn house overnight. That's what it could have did. Because god damn, I stepped my ass out there. I said, shit, it's colder than a motherfucker out there. Not a good time to be here. And I don't even think Houston really gets cold like that. But I can imagine it's freezing cold in Houston. I was going to check that, but it was so cold that they probably, it's funny, it says Houston, Texas right now is 45 degrees. Dreaming, wishing, praying, hopping a U-Haul or Greyhound and go to another city. I got into a huge argument with a friend of mine. She's a real estate agent here in Atlanta. And we kind of go back and forth sometimes. And she's always said, why are you so hard on people coming to Atlanta? When I came to Atlanta, I didn't have she moved to Atlanta in the 80s, late 80s, sometime in the 80s, with 3 kids and her husband. She was married with her husband. They came to Atlanta. They ended up staying with somebody, and they got, it was a different environment, different world. This is in the 80s. This is 30, 40 years ago. There are plenty of jobs here. She jumped around, got a job, got a house. She got involved in real estate. Different world. When I moved here in 1989, I literally got a job the same day I got here. Y'all know a lot. The first night I got here in 1989, I went to a Taco Bell to get something to eat. I knew that I needed a job. And when I was walking in, they said, "Now hiring." So I said, "Well, shit, I need a job." I asked the manager, "So y'all hiring?" He said, "You can start tomorrow. Fill out this paperwork." I said, "I just moved here." He said, "Well, fill this out." That day, before I got to my mama's house in Atlanta, I had got a job at Taco Bell. They hired me that day. The day I got to Atlanta, they hired me at the Taco Bell. I got my little uniform and everything, and showed up there the next day. I'm ready. I ended up working 2 jobs. At the same time, I was working Taco Bell during the daytime. No, Ramada Renaissance by the airport during the daytime. I was a steward there, and I worked Taco Bell at nighttime. Those were my 2 jobs. And then I was out all night long partying my ass off. I was shake your groove thing, baby. Yeah. So I met some friends. The day I got here, I met some gay folks. I said, "Ooh, Lord," that's why I ended up staying here. And literally every night I was at that club. I don't even know, y'all, how did I make it back then? Because I never slept. Ramada Renaissance during the daytime. Me and some friends got hired at the Ramada Renaissance Hotel. Taco Bell at nighttime. Loretta's nightclub, the midnight shift. I'm trying to figure out. Literally, I would leave out of the Loretta's, and they were open every night, and go to the Modern Renaissance. When did I sleep? I don't remember when I slept. That's crazy. I couldn't do that shit now, child. My ass old. I gotta go to bed. I gotta get my sleep. I can't be up all night partying, working 2 jobs. But even then, not too long after arriving, because I was staying with my mother, I got my own apartment. It was $450 a month. I was working at the Modern Renaissance, Taco Bell, my own place. I just met some crooks that were friends, and they were living this good life while I was struggling, and they were just living that. That's a whole other video. I talked about this before. Man, I need to update those videos. I was working at the Taco Bell and Modern Renaissance. I loved it. I had no bills with a car note. $150. My rent was cheap. It was cheap back then. Life was easy. Jobs were fun. Modern Renaissance, Taco Bell wasn't like I was lifting nothing heavy and doing nothing. I never forget, I was trying to get on at Eastern Airlines. Some airline was hiring. I remember trying to get on there. Everybody's like, "Go work at the airport." I'm going to get on to this airport. Yeah, if I hadn't met them thieves and crooks, my life would be different. But I don't know what path my life would have been down if I hadn't met up with them thieves and crooks. It took my life down a different path. Man, I need to update those videos because it's been over a decade since I did those. Those are some of the first videos I did. So I need to go back and redo those. Yeah, but it's heartbreaking to watch that video of that mother in Houston, Texas with those 3 kids chasing behind a dream. And, like I said, I meet people like that every day here in Atlanta. Every day. Seniors, actors, dancers, students, all running from, I would say, where were you living? Was it that bad? Because when I came to Atlanta, my family was here. My mother had moved here. My brothers and sisters had cousins here. It didn't like I came to Atlanta on my own. I didn't want to come to Atlanta. Remember, I was trying to go to New York City, not Atlanta. I'm like, Atlanta, Georgia, I ain't even heard of it. I was like, what's in Atlanta? Who wants to go there? I know now that I never stepped foot in Atlanta, I tell you that much. I'd have went someplace else. That's a whole other video. Anyway, I just wanted to do a video about this young woman and her dreams and aspirations. So many black folks chasing behind these dreams. There's some mental illness with this woman. She's sitting there laughing and playing about her 3 little munchkins. And for them poor kids, they don't know what's going on. They have no clue that their mama is insane. They don't know. They're just having fun. Are the kids in school? I mean, are they old enough to be in school? They look like, I couldn't figure out their ages. A lot of questions here. I hope the state of Texas does get involved, because I hope they get involved in that scenario. I do. And send her ass back to Tallahassee, Florida, where she needs to be. Anyway, today is Saturday, January 20th, the year is 2024. I'm gonna work on putting this video together, because I got 2 new laptops now, so I gotta figure out how to do this shit. I'm kind of confused about some of this stuff. I'm take this video, put it on the whole laptop, put the video together, and upload it to the internet, and it'll take forever to get this shit done. But anyway, today is Saturday, January 20th, the year is 2024. I'm out of here. Enjoy this beautiful evening. Stay warm, and I'm out.